Harar, an ancient city of civilization and history, located in the hilltop of eastern Ethiopia, 526 kilometers from the capital Addis Ababa, is known as City of Love, Peace, Solidarity and Brotherhood. Apart from the best tourist destination in the world, the city has also served as the most indispensable trade emporium in the Horn of Africa. Likewise, the city has been awarded the UNESCO's Site for Peace in 2002. Similarly, there are several man-made and historical heritages, including the Harar jogoule, and looking at also the hyena feeding man is another experience that you will get in the beautiful city of Harar. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Explore Ethiopia, a program that introduces Ethiopian culture, history, tradition, and above all, tourism. Do stay tuned. I am your host, Biniam Getana. A lot is coming.
The historic town of Harar is located in the eastern part of Ethiopia, 526 kilometers from the capital of Addis Ababa, on a plateau with deep gorges surrounded by deserts and savanna. The walls surrounding this sacred city, considered the fourth holy city of Islam, were built between the 13th and 16th centuries and served as a protective barrier. There are 5 historic gates which correspond to the main road to the town and also served to divide the city into 5 neighborhoods. Harar jogoule numbers 82 mosques, 3 of which dates from the 10th century, and 102 shrines and a number of traditional Indian and combined townhouses with the unique interior designs, which constitute a spectacular part of Harari cultural heritage. The African and Islamic traditions influenced over a long period of time the development of the city and its typical urban planning and contributed to its particular character and uniqueness. The present urban layout follows the 16th century design for an Islamic town, with its central core occupied with commercial and religious buildings and a maze of narrow alleyways with imposing facades. The traditional Harari house has a typical, specific and original architectural form, different from the domestic layout usually known in Muslim countries, also reminiscent of the coastal Arab architecture and with exceptional interior design. At the end of the 19th century, Indian merchants built new houses with wooden verandas that defined a different urban landscape and influenced the construction of combined Indian Harari houses. Their architectural and ornamental qualities are now part of the Harari cultural heritage. Today, Harar is the administrative capital of the Harari people, national regional state. The historic town has a traditionally functioning community, forming a complex social environmental whole, where each element has its symbolic and practical significance. The Harari people are distinguished by the continued cultural traditions and quality of their handicrafts, including weaving, basket making, and bookbinding. The organization of the community through traditional system has preserved its social and physical inheritance and significantly the Harari language. Speaking of some of the historical and tourist attraction sites, Harar jogoule comes as first and foremost. The Harar jogoule is believed to have been built between the 13th and 16th centuries. The Harar jogoule wall originally had 5 historic gates, providing 5 entries into 5 different districts of the city. The wall was built as a defense in medieval times, an imposing 5-meter high and 3.5 kilometer long. The old town is surrounded by the fascinating wall with the famous gates: Shoa Gate, Buddha Gate, Error Gate, Sangha Gate, and Falana Gate. The African and Islamic traditions influenced over a long period of time the development of the city and its typical urban planning, and contributed to its particular character and uniqueness. The present urban layout follows the 16th century design for an Islamic town, with its central core occupied with commercial and religious buildings, and a maze of narrow alleys with imposing facades. Modern Harar surrounds the old capital, which is Ethiopia's only walled city. The ancient walls enclosed a crowded Muslim town with alleyways that wind to a central marketplace. Outside the wall, the city spreads across the plateau and is characterized by northern Ethiopia and European architecture. Because of ritual differences in slaughtering, separate Muslim and Christian marketplaces are maintained. Today, Harar jogoule is considered to be the world's 4th holy city of Islam and is home to 82 mosques, 3 of 10th century origin, as well as historic buildings and shrines. The layout of Harar jogoule is also historic significance. The whole city of Harar jogoule is a UNESCO World Heritage Site with its own criteria. As first, the historic town of Harar jogoule exhibits an important interchange of values of original Islamic culture, expressed in the social and cultural development of the city, enclosed within the otherwise Christian region. Such influence have been merged with traditions that relates to the inland of Africa, and particularly to southern Ethiopia, giving a particular characteristics form to its architecture and urban plan. Likewise, Harar jogoule bears exceptional testimony to cultural traditions related to Islamic and African roots. It is considered the 4th holy city of Islam, having been developed by a holy missionary from the Arabic Peninsula. Though a trading place and thus a melting point of various influence, Harar has been in relative isolation in its region, contributing to a cultural specificity expressed in its characteristics, community structure, and tradition, which are still alive. Harar jogoule is an outstanding example of a type of architectural and urban ensemble which illustrates the impact of African and Islamic traditions on the development of specific building types. The building types and the entire urban layout reflects these traditions, which give a particular character and even uniqueness to Harar jogoule. And Harar jogoule, with its surrounding landscape, is an outstanding example of a traditional human settlement, representative of cultural interaction with the environment, the social and spatial structure, and the language of the people, all reflect a particular and even unique relationship that they are developed with the environment. The cultural and physical relationships with the territory have survived till today, but they are also vulnerable to irreversible change under the impact of the modern globalizing world. With its integrity, the inscribed property of Harar jogoule has a core zone of 48 hours, which encompasses the entire walled city and contains all the attributes that sustain the outstanding universal value of the property. The buffer zone extends 800 meters to the south and 1,700 meters to the east, while on the west side it is narrow and confined by the new town of Harar. Urban encouragement on the western edge of the walled town is the current concern. Also, there have been some urban development towards the west and north parts. The historic city remains intact on the eastern and southern eastern part of the walled city or town, where the essential relationship between the urban and rural areas is still maintained. Since Harar jogoule has been registered as one of the World Heritage Sites by UNESCO in 2006, the place has always been a preferable and touristy site for a number of reasons. And the 5 different gates in Harar jogoule do also have their own historical comings. Namely, the first gate in Harar jogoule is called Sagudat Bar or Sanga Bar. This particular gate serves as an entrance and used also as a pass for many animals and cattle, and the gate has also an equivalent Arabic name called Babu Salam, or literally Gate of Peace. Obviously, Harar has a strong connection with peace and the social fabric that witness the harmonious relationship that the people have introduced to Ethiopia in general. That's why Harar has been recognized as a city of peace by UNESCO. And the other gate of Harar jogoule wall is called Argoba Bar. This gate also serves as an entrance and exit for people of the Argoba, and until today, the Argoba people use it as a main road while carrying out various trading activities. Likewise, the other features of Harar to this Asumi Bar. This gate is also called by the name Babul Fat, to mean Gate of Victory. In the meantime, Shawabar is said to be one of the other busiest and crowded area. The area is circled with full markets, and you see people trading each other in many marketing activities. Historically, this is said to have a strong linkage with the introduction of Islamic teaching. It's also said that it is through this gate where the genuine teaching of Islamic had been introduced or entered to Harar. Finally, Badr Bar or Buddha Bar is one of the final gates found in the northern direction of jogoule wall. Legend has it that this place remind as the victory of Islam religion during then. As a result, youths around the vicinity used to carry out theaters and various performances to keep the legacy of the day during the 27th day of Ramadan. Moving to its authenticity, Harar jogoule is a rare example of a relatively well-preserved historic town that has retained its tradition, urban fabric, and rich Harari Muslim cultural heritage to the present time. It is one of the holy towns of Islam in Africa. The historic city is physically limited and well defined by its 16th century surrounding wall, and the setting has been retained along the eastern and southeastern side of the property. In this Explore Ethiopia, we'd love to also introduce you the different 5 gates of Harar and, of course, the Harar walled city with its historical significance. In the meantime, the beautiful markets which is located in Harar is another interesting aspect that draws the attention of several tourists until today. Salam, salam. The Harar jogoule and its vicinity has also various historical linkage that has been in line with the people who have lived there for long. And historically, Harar has always been the best tourist attractions in the world so far. And still today, several people go and visit historical and cultural heritages. And its market, of course, it all started in the 1216 when the Sheikh traveled to Harar from the Arabian Peninsula, and known for its famous area of markets, the famous Hainamen, ancient paintings and artifacts spanning all cultures is also there. Filled with crazy marketplace, Harar won't disappoint for an afternoon spent window shopping. And you can check out the spice market, recycling market, the Shoagit market, and the famous Error Gate. Harar justifies its place as one of the region's major commercial centers. From livestock to electronics, cultural dresses to herbs and spices, Harar's marketplace are an afternoon well spent, wandering the stalls, buying a few souvenirs, and generally soaking up the electric atmosphere. And Harar markets also introduce you with the different Harari people's cultural clothes, seedlings, cereals, coffee, and many more. For anyone who have never been to this place, it will be a breathtaking experience to get oneself familiar with the different culture of Harar people. And the market is also a very exciting experience to know what Harar presents.